Using Food lesson. In this lesson, we'll explore the science and engineering practices of developing and using models, as well as obtaining, evaluating, and communicating information. We'll look at the cross-cutting concepts of systems and system models, as well as energy and matter. Making food. Plants make their own food in the process of photosynthesis. They use carbon dioxide, water, and energy from the sun to produce glucose and oxygen. Building blocks. In photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water are broken down into their basic components: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. These building blocks are used to produce glucose, which is a carbohydrate. Some oxygen is also produced, and it's given off as a byproduct. Later, we will discover that oxygen is useful for plants and animals as it is needed for respiration. Using glucose for growth. Plants use glucose to build larger carbohydrates for other functions. For example, the complex carbohydrate cellulose is used to build plant cell walls, helping the plant grow. So when a plant grows, its measured mass increases even though total mass is conserved. The increase in a plant's mass comes from the mass in its environment. More specifically, the materials it's taking in, like water and carbon dioxide. The increase in a plant's mass comes from mass in its environment. The more atoms that are added to a plant's structure, the fewer atoms are in its environment. Storing food. Plants can store glucose for later use in the form of starch, another complex carbohydrate. For example, vegetables such as potatoes and sweet corn are stores of starch for the plant. Breaking down food. When animals eat plants, they break down the large carbohydrates into glucose again during digestion. Humans cannot digest cellulose. However, animals such as cows, horses, sheep, and goats can, due to the bacteria in their digestive system that use enzymes to break down cellulose into glucose. Animals use nutrients gained in digestion to grow and survive. Large molecules are broken down into small molecules. Some of these small molecules are used to make new cells and tissues for the animal. Others are broken down further in cellular respiration to release energy for the animal. Releasing energy. Glucose is used by plants and animals to release energy in the process of cellular respiration. Inside cells, glucose and oxygen react together. Glucose is broken down in a process that releases energy for the cell. Carbon dioxide and water are also produced. So glucose plus oxygen gives us carbon dioxide that we exhale. Water, again, that water is being exhaled. Think of standing out at the bus stop on a cold winter day. As you breathe, you can see the water that's condensing that is being exhaled by your lungs, plus energy. This equation is similar to another process that we just discussed. Can you determine what that is? You should see that this is almost the reverse equation for photosynthesis. Processes in plants. Plants carry out both cellular respiration and photosynthesis. They use the glucose produced in photosynthesis to release energy in the same way as animals. So can you describe the process in this image? We have light energy entering, carbon dioxide entering, glucose being produced, water entering, and oxygen being released. This is photosynthesis. The glucose that is produced within the plant is then used to produce energy. Oxygen is also taken in for this process. Carbon dioxide and water are released. This is cellular respiration. We go through cellular respiration to use up energy. Plants go through photosynthesis to first create the glucose and then break down that glucose in respiration. Using energy. The energy released in cellular respiration powers all of the work done by cells and the organisms they make up. This includes building complex molecules, growth and repair, movement, cycling of matter. Plants and animals use oxygen to break down glucose during cellular respiration. The carbon dioxide produced during this process is returned to the air. Plants use this carbon dioxide to produce more carbohydrates using photosynthesis. This process also produces oxygen that can be used in respiration by plants and animals. So can you draw a cycle linking these processes together? You should be able to. We saw both of these in a previous slide.